What's up, everybody? You tuned in to the Mr. ThinkSmart Show. It's your boy Kalvin J. Tune in, we got something for you.
What's going on, family? We're now back in Texas. Now, before we get started, remember you're on the Mr. ThinkSmart Show. So press that subscribe button now. You did it? You pressed it? Okay, cool. Exactly, the red button. Red button. Now we're back. This is water in our cups, just to let you all know. We're outside. We're in hot Texas, but we got to do this, man. I have a young entrepreneur, my boy KJ, from East St. Louis. But we're now in Texas. He's doing amazing things. He's vigorous. He's ambitious, excuse me. But he is doing great things in this city. And I have to get it out there. I have to show you all what he's doing. So KJ, before we start the interview, what I want you to do is I want you to tell the people where you're from and what you're doing big.
What's up, everybody? As Joe mentioned, from East St. Louis, Illinois. That's the Illinois side of the river, across that bridge from St. Louis. But St. Louis is all family, though. Down in Dallas for a year and a half now. Transitioned here from LA. I was in LA for 9 months. Back in October of last year, October 21st, I released my first book entitled Front Row Seat. Released that back home, had a huge book sign at Barnes & Noble, became a Barnes & Noble bestseller in that same day. And then now I'm down in Dallas doing my thing, spoken word, different venues. I'll be traveling to Seattle next week to perform out there as well. So definitely a blessing down here in Dallas going on.
All right. I like that in you. Now, what I want to ask you today is, how did you get into poetry? Like, when did it actually start with you and your heart just kind of wanted to pour out to people and show your emotional side to the people in poetry by writing and performing it? So I want you to kind of explain that.
Well, I think with me, writing I've always written. Back in grade school, we had that girl that you like, you always had that
Right.
had that poem. So poetry always stemmed from my love of R&B, and then when it comes to hip hop, true lyricists with hip hop, I always admired that. So me performing and me writing strongly came around 2016, November 2016. I was just writing on my phone one day and just writing about different life experiences and things that, I had always held in but never gotten out. Mm-hmm. So with me writing about that, writing about that, I was like, let me go ahead and make a book. And so that's pretty much what my book, Front Row Seat, is about. It's pretty much poems, but it's telling the story of my life starting at 12 all the way to 24. So even though it's a story, it's telling it to you in a rhythmic fashion to where the stories kind of resonate. And
that's pretty unique.
Yeah, so I mean, it tackles a lot of areas, family relationships, me growing up under this, I guess this pedestal as being a pastor's kid. So I tackle that earlier in my book. Like I said, failed relationships, also dealing with mental health. I think from a man's standpoint, a lot of guys don't kind of express when they're going through things. So for me, this book was a big way of expressing. A lot of times people saw me smiling or whatever the case may be. There was a lot of things that I was dealing with that a lot of people didn't know about. So
it was therapy.
Yeah, so it was very therapeutic. It was like sitting on the couch with yourself. So you counseling yourself. That's how my book felt.
Yeah, and it's so funny you say that, because I write a little bit too, and I will say writing is very, very therapeutic, because I do the same thing with poetry. I do the same thing with my stories. Book coming out soon, just be tuned. But his book is already out, and I need you to go get it. We're going to give you all the information about that later. But yeah, writing, and a lot of people don't understand that writing and writing out your emotions and writing out your feelings and just writing out your problems, that it helps you so much better.
Right.
And when you see them on paper, you can almost figure them out.
Right.
You can almost figure them out. But I'm not going to stop you. Now, another question I would ask you while I have you here. Now, you mentioned that you were in LA. What took you from East St. Louis to Los Angeles?
Well, a relationship that I was in at the time is what took me out to LA now.
Now y'all heard it now.
Yeah,
Y'all heard that.
A
Okay.
relationship that I was in at the time. You know, you travel for love at times.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing
I was
wrong
in
with
LA, didn't work out. We probably maybe split a couple months after I got there, but kind of still going back and forth working on some things. But you know, I had always wanted to be in Dallas. I think I had put Dallas on hold kind of to make that move to further the relationship, but my heart had always wanted to be in the South. I always wanted to be in Texas. I always wanted to be in Dallas. So around July, August of 2016, I started looking at jobs, started looking at places down here in Dallas, and in September of 2016, I made the move from LA down here, and I mean, I've been down here a year and a half, and it's been the best decision of my life.
Right, and I kind of commend you on it because that was the same thing with me. I didn't move down here for love. Now, it was a young lady down here that I knew that I dated that was here, but I've always wanted to be in Dallas. So I knew one day I was going to either start my family here or I was going to move my family here because I've always wanted to be in the South myself. So I commend you on that because I know how that feels on, you know what I'm saying, with the broken relationships, and then you had to transition, and you had to make it say, okay, why am I doing this and why am I here? And even with me, I had to understand that I was here because I wanted to be here, not because of a relationship. So I understand that. So you went to LA, then you went from LA, came here to Dallas. Now, how was that transition mentally for you?
I think coming down here to Dallas has been probably the best space that I've been in, even with being at home, because when I moved from home to LA, my father had just died that same in 2015. So, and I moved January 2016 to LA. So it's kind of been a breath to where I've been starting over. It's in the city that I want to be in.
Right.
It's a little bit bigger than what St. Louis is. It has a lot more opportunity.
A little bit bigger. It's a lot bigger.
Yeah. Has a lot more opportunity. Just has a different vibe than what home gave me. So being down here in Dallas has definitely been a blessing for me. It's been a great opportunity for me. It's helped me branch out, meet some new people. That's kind of helped further springboard my brand and my poetry and everything.
Your brand. Now let's mention that. Let's talk about that since you mentioned that you brought that. So he's wearing his brand. Show it to the people.
LOL.
And we're gonna get a little bit more of that. I'm gonna feature that. So what made you start the brand? I know you did the poetry, and but what made you use that logo, LOL, and come up with that? Like, what kind of geared you toward that?
So I had always, I think even before I did my book, I had always had LOL in the back of my mind. And LOL means live out loud. So it's a play off of laughing out loud. It's live out loud. And the way I look at it is when you're doing poetry and you're doing spoken word, you're really giving people a piece of you and a piece of your life that they probably wouldn't even know if you never hopped on that stage or got on that mic. So you're inviting them into your life. So you're living your life out loud. And so that's where the logo and everything comes from. It's just, that's what you're doing every time you get on that mic, you get on that stage. And I mean, it's been great. I'm working on a showcase for me and two other my poets, Roderick Parker and Angel Eyes. They're two great poets down here in Dallas as well. So working on the LOL showcase to kind of formally welcome people into the brand and what LOL truly is.
That's what's up. I love it. I love the movement. I love the passion that you have behind it. I love what you're doing as I follow you, and we'll give the hashtags and we'll give his tags later on in the show. But I love what you're doing when it comes to poetry, coming from where you come from, because I understand it. A lot of people might not understand it, but I do. Look them up. Look up East St. Louis. Look up how kids grow up, and look up what they grew up in. Like to really come out of that and be a part of a movement as powerful as the LOL and the spoken word, and being expressing your feelings is very huge.
Right.
Like, I'm proud of you for that. So let me ask you this. So as a business, I ask all young businessmen, your 3 to 5 year plan on where you want to take your business and where you want to take yourself. Where do you see yourself?
Well, I'll be honest, like when it comes to my poetry and when it comes to LOL, I haven't really did as a 3 to 5. But me, I've taken it as my goal is to be self-sufficient on poetry within a year and a half. That's my goal for myself. and then I let God take care of everything else, because my with me, everything is going to come into place as long as I continue to write, I continue to form, I continue to build my brand. So I never put a limit on, God, because I could do a piece in front of somebody that's a very impactful poet within the community, and that could springboard everything for me in 2 months. So my whole thing is to always take advantage of any opportunity I get. Always be sharp when I'm writing, when I'm performing. Make sure that when I do my pieces, it's pieces that can resonate with someone. And I think that's the main thing with my pieces, that I want all my pieces, when people hear them, that they feel like, okay, he's speaking to my life. Because that's how I look at, like I said, with R&B or any music. Like I listen to artists whose music can they relate to my life and they speak, and I can go back to a time in my life that they're referring to. So that's I don't look at it as from a business mindset. I look at it from an art mindset and an art standpoint, and doing everything that I can to position myself properly in the art.
Right, that's big, that's huge. I like that. I like that answer. I might have to steal it from you. I like that answer because it makes so much sense on what you're doing, and I understand even with myself with ThinkSmart. It's a passion. A passion that becomes a brand. Right. And then the brand becomes your character, because that's who you were already. Right. You just brought it to the world. So I understand that, and that is huge. Now, brother, you have a few platforms, such as you have your social media platforms that you're using on top of your platforms that you're speaking on. Before we get to your social media platforms, where can people find you regularly in your poetry when it comes to your spoken word? I know you speak in a lot of different areas in Dallas, but where are your favorites? Where are your favorite spots? The two spots that I frequently hit are every other Thursday, I believe. I hope they don't kill me. Black Canvas is at the Island spot. It's in the South Dallas, Oak Cliff area. It's either every first and third Thursday or every second and fourth. It's one of those Thursdays, but I go there pretty much every time that they have an event. So it's called Dallas Black Canvas, Island spot in Oak Cliff. You can follow them on IG as well, Dallas Black Canvas on IG. And also Dallas Poetry Slam has an event at Heroes Lounge here in Dallas, which is every Friday. Okay. So those are the two main stages that I hit when I'm in Dallas. Okay. I'm from East St. Louis, Illinois. The city that gave you such dances as the chicken head, the pancake, and the heel toe. The city where growing up dancing is a mandatory action and slow grinding is a perfected art at school dances with the girl that you yearn for in the hallways between class, but no dance. Welcome back. Listen, I need you to follow this man. Why? Because he's inspiring, he's powerful, and he's impactful. All right? So what I want you to do is take your time out, get your phone out right now, and I want you to put in his handles. Give me your handles, man. So Instagram and Twitter, you can find me. It's Kalvin spelled with a K. So it's KALVIN _ J. Now you may ask why the 2 underscores. So Kalvin, first name, middle name is Jeffrey, last name is Hilliard, and then the J is for Junior. So it's a play off of all those things, and then the fact that everybody calls me KJ. So I kept my dad's name and then the J in there. So it's Kalvin _ J, Instagram and Twitter. You can go to my YouTube channel, Live Out Loud Entertainment. Also has a YouTube channel to where you'll see the videos that have uploaded this week coming up. I will also be dropping another video from a collaboration I did with the city of Dallas. So that's going to be big as well. So please go and check that out. And that's pretty much all my social media. So Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. You can find me. Also, Front Row Seat is hashtag Front Row Seat. You can get that on Barnes & Noble website, Amazon, Create Space, and then also Kindle. So you can get it on multiple platforms, and it has been a great success with the book. So if you choose to read, I hope that you can grab something out of it and apply it to anything that you might have gone through in your life as well. And remember, you heard it here first on the Mr. ThinkSmart Show. Take all of me away, God. I know that I asked you for a lot, but if
never ask you for anything else. I ask this. Please allow me to live past 30. Don't just let these dark dreams that you give me under heaven's black clouds become a reality. Don't just send me down here to be crucified like you did my brother, God. I know that I grew up dancing, but I really ask that you would give me a different dance.